Okay, quick little vlog about how I've mounted this H743 wing in the T1-Ranger. Very tight fit. It does go, but I think I made things harder for myself. So you can see that I've mounted it in the back of the airframe there, and the main pain was these holes for the carbon fibre tubing that goes through the body and then into the wings. And first of all I put it on dual lock tape, and then the thing was too high and the pole wouldn't fit in, so then I decided to mount it lower. But as you can also see, I've got my CRSF receiver there at the back, mounted on just on the posts, so it has to sort of go either over or under that. And then also on the other side you've got the servo rails, connectors, and it sort of needs to go either side of that. So I decided to put it in that little slot you can see just in this gap here, and then over the CRSF receiver, which you can just about see. So in the end what I had to do is I had to remove the power distribution board, get it exactly the right place, connect it with foam tape, and then screw it back in. And in order to do that I had to disconnect all the wires. I found that the SD card protrudes, so if you glue the power distribution board and the wing together, they've got to go in the right place, otherwise you can't get access to the screws because of where the connectors are. So you've got to disconnect all the connectors, got to get the screws in the right place either side of the SD card, which I don't think you can even see there, it's sort of buried underneath. And then I was able just about to connect it all up again, reconnect the connectors, and you can see I've got all the servo and motor connectors here. Very difficult to see, but the motors are connected on 1, 2, 3. 4 is missing because they're in a D-shock group, so 4 is not connected. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are flapper-ons, elevator, tilt motors, and so on. I've got the compass mounted at the back, which I think should be fine. It's mounted quite close to this ESC, so there may be a little bit of magnetic interference from that. I might move that if it gets too problematic, but I think it'll probably be okay. GPS here as well. And in the front I've got a airspeed sensor, which is sort of poking out the front. Not very graceful, it's a bit too big for this aircraft, but I'll see how it goes. Battery obviously in the normal place, and then I do have a camera on the front and a miniature video transmitter, which I'll probably just slot around the side. I'm a little bit worried about how hot this gets. I don't want to melt the foam, but everything else should I'll just poke these at the back here. I did make things slightly more difficult for myself by using ST60 connectors to connect the power distribution board to the flight controller. I probably could have just soldered it all up directly, but this just made it a little bit more flexible, taking it in and out. And kind of goes without saying, but I made sure that all of the electronics were connected and configured pretty much correctly before I tried mounting it all in, because it's just such a pain to get in and out in case something doesn't work. So I checked the video transmitter works, checked that the camera works, checked the radio receiver, and next job is to just push it all in, put the wings on, and see if it flies.